Yay! I had to make
Yeah.
a weird noise just to fuck with you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rachel's Reviews, and we are here to talk about the Sundance Film Festival. It's very exciting. This is my eighth year attending the festival, ninth if you include the year that I only went to one show.
That
So, yeah,
counts.
very exciting. And
That counts.
and and it's very exciting because this is the first in 3 years that I finally got approved as press, which is very exciting because they denied me 3 previous years. So yay. But I am Film Critic Rachel Wagner. I'll be covering the festival, and I have Will from Film Snob Reviews here. And
So, we're talking about
yeah,
movies. We're talking about Sundance. Sundance pisses me
yes.
off. I love the festival, but it makes me mad.
So how was your we haven't talked for since South by Southwest, I don't think. How was your 2024?
I'm still not done catching up with all the movies, man. Like, I
Yeah.
still have to see. I still have to see September 5, which I haven't seen yet.
Uh-huh. Yeah, me
I still
too.
have to
I see that
see
this
The
week.
Brutalist. Still have to see The Brutalist.
Oh,
I
that
haven't
one's
seen
good.
yet. And I'm trying to think of what else I see. I think I've seen everything else that's award contenders except for that.
Uh-huh. Did you
Um,
do you have a favorite right
Man,
now?
that's hard because like I really loved A Real Pain. I loved A Real
Yeah,
Pain.
that's a favorite of mine as well.
I loved Saturday Night, which I know is a low key surprise, but like I
Uh-huh.
just I had a great time with that movie.
Uh-huh.
Nosferatu is incredible. I loved it.
Yeah, that was also in my pretty high up for me in my top 30. I
Yeah, see, we only do 10, so it's like it's kind of hard, and it's
yeah.
my 10 mixed with Shay's 10 mixed with Nick's 10 mixed with everybody else's 10, and it all goes into a blender, and we get our top 10 of the year conclusively.
Mm.
It's funny because we do have a list coming out on Instagram next week of the 10 most popular articles, reviews of the year,
Oh,
the most
nice.
read reviews, and those lists always surprise me because I never know what we're going to see on there. And obviously, a few movies have already kind of taken over, and a
Yeah.
lot of times it's not festival stuff, but most of the time it's festival stuff because people want to read the early reviews and stuff.
I'll just tell
It's
you my
fun.
top five was Hundreds of Beavers, Musica, A Real Pain, Ghostlight, and The Wild Robot. That was my top
I
five.
haven't seen Ghostlight.
I loved it. I mean,
But
obviously
you're
it's
a
very
theater
high up.
person, so I have no
Yeah.
doubt that you loved Ghostlight.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
Yeah.
wh- so, story about the Wild Robot. I saw it at Fantastic Fest about a week before it came out,
Uh-huh.
and I cried
Oh yeah. Yep.
in the
Yep.
theater. But that's not even my favorite animated film of the year.
Yeah, is it Flow? It's your favorite?
No, Memoirs of a Snail.
Oh, okay.
Memoir of a Snail was incredible. Did you see it?
I did. It was a little dour for me. It was a
That's what I
little bit,
like.
it was
I
a
like
little,
depressing.
well, I don't mind depressing, but I don't know. There was a point where it was just all a little too much for me. It, I don't know. I guess I need a little bit more humanity in my films sometimes.
No, I
Uh,
want to be beaten over the head with depression.
but it was the animation was really good. I love Marion Max, so which is the other one that he did. I liked that one better than Members of
Marion
Snow, but I get
Max
it. I get
is
it.
great, though.
I get it.
Marion Max is great,
Yeah.
honestly. I have no
So,
complaints about that particular film. Like,
yeah.
we talked about it on the podcast like a couple of years ago. It's great. I
Uh-huh.
love it. But it's still depressing.
It's still depressing, but it's not quite the pile-on that Snail was. But I get it. I understand why that one would be I did recommend it, but it
It makes me
just
cry. I like movies
yeah.
that make me cry. Like I just do,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Fantastic Fest is such a genre festival where you get all of these genre films. One of the films I really
Uh-huh.
liked was A Different Man. I loved A Different Man.
I still have not seen that. That is
Oh,
one
okay,
that I missed, but I heard nothing but good things about it. What
it's
about
it's
Hundreds of
phenomenal.
Beavers? Did you see that?
I saw that in 2023, so it doesn't count.
Oh,
So
I
I saw
really
Hundreds of
enjoyed
Beavers in
it.
2023. We saw it early. It's very good. I very much liked it, but
Yeah.
I had already seen it. So
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Are you a fan of Rachel's Reviews? Do you look forward to Family Movie Night, Female Film Critics panels, or the Talking Disney podcast? If so, please consider supporting the podcast by becoming a Patreon. As a patron, you get to access monthly events such as the watch-alongs and Q&As, where you get to talk to stars and find out the behind the scenes of the movie making industry. And you can pick what I review for Family Movie Night or even become a guest on the podcast. Podcasts and YouTube channels are expensive, and I really, really could use your help. I would so appreciate it. You also get to be a member of the Facebook group where we talk about all the films that we're seeing, and we have so much fun. Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies and select one of the Rachel's fan tiers. That's patreon.com/hallmarkies.
All right, well, let's dive in talking about Sundance. So there's some crazy stuff going on at Sundance this year. I don't know what's happening because they normally have, I mean, I'm very excited that I've been made press. That's incredible. But
Yes.
they normally have multiple venues in Park City for the press screenings. They only have one this year. And for in Salt Lake, where I always get the locals pass, because the locals pass is the best way to fest by far. You just, anything that you don't have to get tickets in advance, anything you hear about, you just go right up to the front of the line, you're in to anything you want to see, but it has to be in Salt Lake. And this year they only have 2 venues in Salt Lake, which is bonkers.
Well, they're going to move that festival anyway, and I hope they move it to
Yeah, I
Cincinnati.
think that's why they must not have wanted to renew contracts or something, or I don't know what is going on, but yeah, they only have 2 venues, so it's going to be crazy and long lines and but so I'm guessing that I'll end up seeing a lot less than I saw last year, which was 28, which is my record. But on the other hand, I do have the hybrid pass with my press, so I'll be able to see a lot more online than I did last year, so maybe that'll help. But
Yeah, they won't give us an online pass. They want us to
yeah.
come, and we're just not going to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's too far. If they move to Cincinnati, I'll go because I live real close there. So.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. It will, but it's definitely smaller this year than it's ever been before. So
No one wants to go to Park City, dude. It's too expensive. It's too busy, and it's too cold.
Well, I guess Salt Lake as well. I mean, only 2 venues. That's crazy. But
yeah, they usually have 4, right? Like 2, 3, or 4.
They've had as many as 6.
Yeah.
They and like big venues too. They had the Grand, which was a big venue. They used to have a whole Grand pass just for that one venue that you could buy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they used to have the library. They used to have the Tower Theater. They used to have. They did the Gateway for a while. So there's.
You guys have a Gateway Film Center there?
But yeah, so we have a theater called the Gateway, which is in the like heart of Salt Lake, and it's so nice. They have reclining seats and it was so comfortable, and so I'm kind of sad that they're not doing screenings there this year. But oh well.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I think they're focusing on moving the festival, which is weird, but like
it is weird.
It's been there for what, almost 40 years now?
Yeah, I mean, it was originally started there, and so it would definitely be weird if they narrowed it down to 3 contenders, I believe. I think it's Boulder, Cincinnati, and us still.
I'm hoping for Cincinnati, honestly. It's a much bigger city.
Is it that much bigger than Salt Lake?
No, but here's the thing, and no offense to Utah, but like artistically speaking, Salt Lake is not a beacon of art.
I think it's better than people realize, but
that's mostly due to who owns the city and what they portray and what they filter in.
Cincinnati does have a slightly higher population than Salt Lake, so
yeah. But there's also like 7 theaters in like a 2-mile radius. So
yeah. Well, anyway, let's dive in. Let's talk about what is coming this year to the festival. So there is an article, the 12 buzziest releases to look out for at Sundance on Vogue on their site. So I thought we'd start there and then kind of go deeper if we want.
Yeah, I was actually, we were talking about this. I think it's actually a really surprisingly good list,
Yeah, yeah.
which is, I was like,
So
what?
so the first one that they have is called Peter Hujar's Day. And this is after the immense success of Passages, Ira Sachs is back with an atmospheric portrait of New York's downtown art scene in the 1970s, with Ben Whishaw as the titular pioneering photographer and Rebecca Hall as author Linda Rosenkratz. Over the course of 24 hours, the pair discuss fellow luminaries, navigate existential fears, and reflect on the joys and struggles of being an artist. So how do you feel about Peter Hujar's Day?
Well, I'll tell you this. Ira Sachs's Passengers was one of the most underrated movies I saw in 2023. It was a favorite of mine that just missed out on the top 10.
Uh-huh.
I thought that movie was smart. It was sexy, and it really portrayed difficult relationships in such a way that we haven't really seen it examined.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and I think that we're going to get that here as well with two absolutely phenomenal actors at the top of the bill here in Ben Whishaw and Rebecca Hall. The thing that I love about it is with these two actors working off of one another, I think we're going to get another display of human relationships that are a little rocky and totally unique. That's what Ira Sachs does.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it'll either be really pretentious and annoying to me, or it'll be good. One or the
See,
other.
that's the thing. Looking at something like Passengers, you would think that's going to be pretentious as shit.
Yeah.
It's not though. It's so good, and
I
it
haven't
doesn't
seen
pull any punches.
Passages.
It's so sexy.
Ah,
It is.
huh.
Passages is so sexy. It's Ben Whishaw, Franz Rogowski, and Adele Exarchopoulos from Blue is the Warmest Color, and they're in a love
Oh.
triangle, and it's basically what would happen if you took the gloves off of Challengers.
Oh, okay.
It's really
Yeah.
good. I love it.
Huh.
I love it. I
Cool.
really enjoy the movie. Like I said, it was right outside of my top 10 for 2023.
Huh.
So I genuinely think it's awesome.
So if you were going to give a 1 to 4, 4 being the most excited, 1 not being excited at all, what would you give to Peter
Oh,
Hujar's?
this is a three. This is a three
3.
because I think
Okay.
again, I think this is a period drama. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I love 70s. I love the 70s aesthetic. Ben
Yeah.
Whishaw with sideburns is going to be awesome.
Yeah. I will give it a 2.5. 2.5.
That's
All
fair.
right.
That's fair.
Okay. So then we have Jimpa. Sundance regular Sophie Hyde tells a touchingly personal story in this family drama, casting her own child as a non-binary teen taken to Amsterdam by their mother to visit their hedonistic gay grandfather. A fascinating examination of intergenerational tensions and LGBTQ solidarity. What do you think?
Okay, so I'm going to start here. I mentioned this before we got on. I love Sophie Hyde. The last two movies I've seen of hers at Sundance, which I really enjoyed, were Good Luck to You, Leo Grand, which I loved, and Animals, which I thought was my favorite of the festival in 2019 when I saw it. Uh, you casting Olivia Colman and John Lithgow in a movie, yeah, I'm gonna see this movie. I'm gonna see this movie. Like that's just
Yeah.
there's no way I'm not seeing this, and that I don't want to see this. Do you know what I mean? These are two
Yeah.
powerhouse actors as parents, telling a story that is more than likely going to pull at your heartstrings. Count me in. Count me in.
Yeah, yeah, I think it sounds really good. I did like Good Luck to You, Leo Grand. I haven't seen Animals, but
You're not going to like it.
I'm not gonna like it.
It's about two 30-something women who are absolute alcoholics, realizing that their
Uh,
lives need to change and they need to change their lives. It's a self-realization journey.
mm,
It's so good though. Like, so
yeah.
the thing about Animals that I love is Holiday Granger and Elia Shawkat are the main actresses, and you walk away realizing that you see a lot of yourself in the young versions of these characters, and that you see a lot of yourselves of what you didn't like about yourself as a young actor, as a young person in the younger parts of these actresses,
Some
watching their
sadly,
evolution into it.
I like some sad movies, but I don't know. There has to just be like a humanity that I connect with. Like, for instance, I really loved Lean on Pete, and that was a pretty depressing movie. But I connected, like, there were enough. I don't know. I just connected with the movie. So,
Yeah, see that's what happens here with animals. You sort of just with Tyler and Laura, the characters that are main characters, you sort of
yeah.
just love them, and it's awesome. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That's the thing that
Yeah.
I.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the,
and especially Olivia Colman. John Lithgow's given some really bad performances in his day, but he can be very good. But I don't think I can't think of any movie I've ever seen with Olivia Colman that she's not brought it.
she's excellent. She's
Yeah.
absolutely always excellent, and
Yeah.
she brings her A game to everything, and that's what I love about her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even like she did that crazy movie last year, about the letters. That
Yeah,
movie
I
was
never got to see
fucking
that. I heard it
great.
was good.
That movie's great.
Yeah. I
It's
missed
great.
that
It's
one.
Mean Girls. It's Mean Girls. It's suffragette Mean Girls. It's amazing.
It's amazing. I saw over 300 films, like new films in 2024, and there's still so many that I missed.
And I already hit you with two of them that I
I
saw that
know.
you haven't seen
I
yet.
know. It's unbelievable. All right. Next we have so wait, yeah, what did you give the Jimpa? Did you give
Three.
that a
Three.
three? Three.
I'm
Okay.
seeing this. I'm gonna
Yeah,
see
I
this.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. With its hilariously Sundancey title, Josh Safdie among its producers and an on-screen ensemble including everyone from Rose Byrne and Conan O'Brien to A$AP Rocky, Mary Bronstein's A24 produced pitch black comedy is a must-see, a surreal account of juggling health scares, a home renovation, and solo parenting that looks set to give Night Bitch a run for its money.
So
I am definitely very hit and miss when it comes to A24. They have some films like Marcel the Shell, like Lean on Pete. Like there's definitely some that I love. But then they have a lot of
now give us
misses.
the ones you didn't like, because then that's where I'm gonna have to argue with you.
I really hated The Whale.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. That's fair.
I
Oh, We
wasn't
Live in
that
Time
big a
was good.
fan of Love Lies Bleeding.
Oh no, we disagree completely there, Rachel.
No,
I
especially the
loved
end. I
Love
didn't
Live.
love it. I wasn't a big fan of Baby Girl.
I didn't seen that yet. I haven't seen it.
After Yang, I didn't love.
Oh my God, what?
Y2K,
I
I didn't love.
I adore After Yang. I think After
Did
Yang is
you?
one of the
No, I
one of the
thought it
most
was.
interesting explorations of humanity that has ever been put to film.
No.
It's so good.
I didn't love
It's
it.
slow and it's kind of boring, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was boring. Showing Up, I didn't love. Anyway, but yeah, so I think most people are kind of hit. Most people have A24s that they like and don't like. Of course, I like Moonlight.
I don't.
You don't like Moonlight?
Not really.
Wow, fair enough. What did you think of Heretic this last? Did you see Heretic?
I saw it at the Fantastic Fest. Yeah, it was pretty
Oh,
good.
you did. I liked
Yeah,
that. I thought that was
it was pretty
good.
good.
But anyway, A24 is gonna A24, but I don't always love. And this to me does not sound for
I
me.
like any vehicle that has Rose Byrne in it. She's great. And it's a comedy, and Rose Byrne is hilarious. So I'll give it a shot, but I'm going to tentatively give it a 2.
Yeah. 1.52. It's not high up on my list. Okay,
Yeah.
so then we have Rebuilding, and this is a tale likely to resonate with many amid Hollywood's current crisis. Max Walker Silverman's gentle drama transports you to the American West as a raging wildfire destroys a precious family's farm and ravages a struggling small town. As those affected, Josh O'Connor, Megan Fahey, Kaylee Rice begin to pick up the pieces. Their local community rallies behind them too. So yeah, that'll definitely be very close to home, with everything going on.
Yeah, this I'm in. Max Walker Silverman's debut feature, A Love Song, was one of my favorite films of Sundance 2022. I loved that movie. I thought it was a beautiful portrait of love and a beautiful portrait of relationships over time and how they evolve and how true feelings never go away. So the fact that he's taking on such a delicate perspective here, I'm looking very forward to seeing this. Josh O'Connor is such a good actor, such a phenomenally good actor. If you've never seen God's Own Country or Challengers that came out this year, he's
Yeah,
great.
he's
He's
good.
great in La Chimara. He's great in that. Everything you see him in. He's also in Lee, the Kate Winslet movie.
Oh yeah.
And so if you haven't seen that, it's actually really good. But I love Kate Winslet, so I'm also super, super biased. But he's a fantastic and phenomenal actor. If you had shown somebody Challengers and said to you, somebody, that guy's British, they wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, that's true. It was good accent.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so
Uh-huh.
this mixed with Max Walker Silverman talking about relationships again. I'm in.
Yeah.
I did you see A Love Song?
No, I didn't. I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
it's gorgeous. Dale Dickey is amazing in this movie. In that movie,
Huh.
she and Wes Studi play people who uh, were lovers in their past, and an old flame gets renewed. And Dale Dickey's the kind of woman who lives in like a trailer in the desert, so she's a very hardened woman. But the second Wes Studi comes around, she sort of just turns back into that 25-year-old woman that used to know him, and it's gorgeous. It's
Yeah, this
beautiful.
one I think looks really good. I'm definitely going to try to see it. Maybe I'll give this one the full four. I think it looks really good. And Megan Fahey's a Hallmark girl. She's been in
No,
Hallmark
thank you.
movies.
No, thank you.
Yes, yes,
She's really
yes.
good. She's really good in the White Lotus, though. I will tell you
Oh,
that
is
she's
she?
really good in the White Lotus. She's
Yeah,
phenomenal in the White Lotus. Yeah, she's such
yeah,
a bitch.
yeah. Oh,
Like
is she?
you wouldn't think. You wouldn't think coming from Hallmark movies that she would play a bitch really well. No, she's an
Uh-huh.
absolute bitch,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
love her. She was also in Your Monster, which came out in Sundance 2024 or last year.
Oh, I loved your monster.
Yeah, she was in Your
Yeah.
Monster too.
That
So
was in my top 30.
that's in our
For
top. That's probably going to end up in our top 10 because I know Nick loved it. I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen it yet.
This was a
I'm
lot of
backed up.
fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I love a rom
Okay.
com, and you know that. This gets a
Uh,
3.5 from me, by the way.
okay, good. Okay, so then we have Opus. When a soft spoken but ambitious journalist is invited along with a smattering of other writers and fans to the remote desert home of a pop legend who mysteriously disappeared decades ago, she gets much, much more than she bargained for in the Mark Anthony Green's A24 chiller. Expect bizarre musical numbers, a disturbing game of cat and mouse, a repudiation of celebrity worship, and a supporting cast including Juliette Lewis and Murray Bartlett and praise Amber Midthunder. What do
Yeah,
you think?
Amber Midthunder's awesome. Love her. Speaking of White Lotus and being incredible in White Lotus, Murray Bartlett's incredible in season one of the
Uh
White
huh.
Lotus. John Malkovich is in this fucking movie.
Yes, he
I'm
is.
in. I'm
The
in.
only
And Eo
thing
De
is that
Idaberry.
edgy musicals have not been doing it for me. I thought I was such a pushover when it came to musicals. But last year I didn't like Joker Folie à Deux. I
That's
didn't
because it
like
sucks.
The End. I didn't like Emilia Perez.
That's because all
And
three of those movies suck.
so now I'm just like I'm not as confident going into edgy indie musicals as I
I
once
don't think
was.
this is a musical. It looks like it's a horror film according to
Didn't
IMDb.
it say
So
in the description? Except
no,
bizarre musical numbers.
that doesn't mean it's a musical. Because by that logic, Smile 2 is a musical.
Maybe a pop legend who mysteriously disappeared decades ago. She gets much more bargain for. Expect bizarre musical numbers. A disturbing game of cat and mouse. Fair enough. Okay, maybe it's not a
Also, A Better
musical.
Man came out, and A Better Man is pretty fucking good.
Is that that's the
You should
structor?
no, A Better Man's a musical from 2024 that I think you might actually like.
Oh, Better Man.
This
Sorry,
direct, yeah,
I thought you were. Yeah, 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 yeah. I have seen Better Man, and I did really enjoy that. So
told you.
fair enough.
Yeah, no, I love the cast here. It's A24, so I'm gonna see it. This is actually Mark Anthony Green's, I believe, it's his debut or second feature. Yeah, he had a short before this, so this is actually his debut feature. And one thing Sundance does
Oh,
really well is giving debut features a platform to like sort of shine. This one actually does come out in March for release.
oh, so not long.
not long.
That's always a
Can't
tricky
wait.
thing when it comes to Sundance is like, how many of the premieres do you see that you know you're going to get a chance to see later?
Yeah, I tend to skip them.
Or do you see the more obscure stuff, the things that you're going to have a harder time seeing?
See, this is the great part about the way we do it. I send Shay over to the weird shit because I know she's going to like the weird stuff because she's weird. And love you, Shay. And then I go see the stuff that, we needed covered immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the dichotomy that works for us. And so
Yeah.
this is something that I would probably go check out myself while she's checking out the Scandinavian, murder porn film.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like to try
just
to
works.
have like a mixture of, so I don't have, I'm just me, myself, and I try to have a
Yeah.
mixture of some premieres and then also taking some risks because you can find some really good stuff that way. Okay. So I would give this one a 2.5.
I think a 2.5 is about where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Hey, this is David from the Piecing It Together podcast, a podcast about movies and the movies that inspire them. For over 4 years, each week, a guest and I take a look at a new movie through the lens of what other movies we think were either an influence or connect in some other way. It's a fun, unique way to discuss films that leads to a great list of other movies to check out that either explore the same themes and ideas or maybe utilize similar filmmaking techniques. Including special episodes in our side series that twist the format, we've done over 200 episodes, so there's bound to be one on a film you've been thinking about and want to dig deeper into. So check us out on all the major podcasting apps and at piecingpod.com.
Up, we have Rabbit Trap. Also playing in the festival's revered midnight section, which has featured everything from Blair Witch Project to Hereditary, The Babadook, is this 70s set folk horror from Bryn Cheney. It follows an avant-garde musician living with her husband in a cottage in a dense Welsh forest, where their quiet existence is suddenly interrupted by a nameless child who turns up on their doorstep. Cue utter pandemonium, and this stars Dev Patel and Rose McEwen.
You said the only word I need to make sure I see a movie. Dev Patel's in it. I love Dev Patel.
Yeah, I
dude.
do love
Dev
Dev Patel.
Everything he does, this dude is just good in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing, you watch him and you're like, dude, that guy's just so talented. Even Monkey Man was great. Like, he directed Monkey Man last year. It was freaking great, man. Monkey Man's great. I love him. I've loved this kid since Slumdog Millionaire. He was in one of my favorite shows, The Newsroom. He's just great in everything.
I've loved him ever
does.
since Slumdog Millionaire as well. I was actually at South by Southwest for the premiere of Monkey Man. That was really fun. It's neat to see.
They sent me a Blu-ray copy, so if anybody wants a copy of the Blu-ray, hit us up on the socials. We'll send you the digital copy.
Yeah. Okay, so I would give this one, like the whole creepy kid thing is not my favorite, but I would give this one 2.5.
3.5. Thank you, because Dev Patel in it.
Okay.
I love that guy.
Then we have Atropia. Actor Haley Gates makes her feature directorial debut with this inventive rom-com. It unfolds in a military role-playing facility on the edge of LA, where a performer who dreams of being a real actor falls for a soldier cast as an insurgent. Adds Chloe Sevigny in a supporting role and Luca Guadagnino as a producer, and you have what feels like a cult classic in the making. So, what do you think?
So Haley Gates is like a small-time actress. She's been in a lot of really bit parts, and so to get such a cast like Chloe Sevigny, Tom Heidecker, Callum Turner is in this movie, as well as Aaliyah Shawkat, who I love Aaliyah Shawkat. You know what I mean? And you have Callum Turner, whose girlfriend is one of the biggest pop stars in the entire world, Dua Lipa. This is a huge cast for a woman whose previous roles weren't that big in smaller movies. So there must be something in this script. This script must be really good. And that tells me that I'm going to love this, because you said the two words that are the most important words on this channel when I'm on it, and they are romantic comedy. I'm in. Full stop.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I love rom-coms, so I'm intrigued. I'm gonna give this one 3.5.
3.5. You know what? I think 3.5 is where I would be at. Yeah, 3.5 is where I'm at, because I'm saving my 4.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. All right. We have Kiss of the Spider Woman stepping into Cheetah Rivera's feathered headdress for this lavish big screen reimagining of the flamboyant Tony sweeping musical of the same name about prisoners in 1980s Argentina who fondly remember a legendary silver screen diva is none other than Jennifer Lopez, with Diego Luna as her co-star and Bill Condon, who adapted the screenplay for 2002 Chicago and directed 2006 Dreamgirls, at the helm. If it lives up to expectations, it should see the Oscar nominations rolling in. What do you think?
Dale, Bill Condon. This looks great, man. I love Bill Condon. He did Chicago. He did Dreamgirls. He knows how to frame a musical. And you have Diego Luna, who's one of my favorite actors. I love Diego Luna. I'm just a little worried about J-Lo because Sonia Braga played this role in the original film, and Braga actually played Lopez's mother in Angel Eyes. So that's weird.
He did?
Yeah. So that's weird. And so I'm looking forward to this film. And it's in Spanish, which it has to be. So I'm looking very forward to this.
Oh yeah, Sonia Braga.
Sonia Braga, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You have to have
And
the
Raul
accent when you say it, Rachel.
Raul Julia. He was so great.
Raul Julia's great.
I've never seen the original, so I need to watch it before I watch this.
Yes,
But
I think you're gonna like it. I really think you're gonna like it.
Yeah, I'm
the
sure
original.
I will.
You don't speak Spanish though, do you?
No. I wish I did. But yeah, I mean, Jennifer Lopez, she has been good. I mean, I thought she was pretty good in Hustlers, and she's had a bad string lately, but she can be good.
I really fail to agree with you there. I really don't like her in most of her films. She was good in Hustlers, and obviously she's great in Selena.
Yeah.
But other than that, outside of what's the Cell, but she doesn't really say anything in that movie. So
yeah, you're not wrong.
That movie's all vibes. You know what I mean?
And
so
her rom-coms are so bad. She's had,
but they're also so good. Made Manhattan, classic.
I really, really hate a Backup Plan. That is just unwatchable. That is
unwatchable garbage.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's unwatchable garbage. I agree with you there.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm always going to be optimistic for musicals. I will give this a 3.
This one literally does say 3, or it does say musical on it. So
yes,
this is a full-blown musical.
It is definitely a musical.
And having Bill Condon means this is a full-blown musical. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I love musicals.
He did do the Beauty and the Beast remake, which I hate so much.
That's Disney's fault. That's not his fault. You know Disney interferes in these things. Come on.
All right, so we have Ricky, Stephen James, who dazzled in If Beale Street Could Talk and Homecoming, and Shirley Ralph, whose always charms in Abbott Elementary, are the duo at the heart of Rashid Fret's portrayal of a misunderstood 30-something trying to adjust to civilian life after more than a decade in prison, and his tough but big-hearted parole officer determined to keep him on the straight and narrow. It promises to be both eye-opening and life-affirming. What do you think?
Yeah, Cheryl Lee Ralph's hilarious. So this is probably going to be both dramatic and funny. Stephen James is such a talent.
Yeah,
he's such a talent. Like, he's so good in everything. Like, every time I see him in a show or in a movie, I'm like, that guy's about to blow my mind here with his performance, and he usually does. Homecoming's actually really, really good. Have you seen it?
Don't know. Is that?
It's a short film.
Oh, short film. No, yeah. I don't think I have.
Mm-hmm. It's great. Rashad Fret directed that as well. Rashad Fret is he's such an interesting filmmaker because the way that he frames a lot of his stuff gives you more insight into the characters and the way he's trying to portray his characters. I think he does such a great job. And you mix.
I think this might be a short originally, and now it's a feature.
It is. Yeah, it was. And Rashad Fret's adapting his own short.
Oh, that's interesting. So, yeah, it shows they must have had some potential.
Yeah, it's a 20-minute short. A 20-minute short, and I really think that's always usually a good path, is to take your film from a short to a full. Like, look at Your Monster. Your Monster with a short, it ended up being a full length, and it works.
Yeah. Okay. So I would give this
Two and a
one.
half.
I'm gonna give this one a 3.
2.5. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay, then we have By Design. This is the pithy log line for Amanda Kramer's kooky satire, a takedown of the overused social scripts we rely on to convince ourselves that our lives have purpose. Starring Juliette Lewis, Melanie Griffith, and Kinds of Kindness, Mahmoudou Athi reads, a woman swaps bodies with a chair, and everyone likes her better as a chair. It just doesn't get more Sundance than that, which is very true. I think that's the most Sundance description I've ever heard.
I'm in. This whole cast looks great, though, by the way. This whole cast is great.
Except for I hated Kinds of Kindness. Yeah, I thought it was absolute garbage.
Yeah, no, it is, but
but it's not his
Yeah.
fault. It's just terrible.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
I loved this director's last film, Rachel.
Let's see. Amanda Kramer.
Please, baby, please.
I haven't seen that.
It's crazy. It's nuts.
Huh.
We got to talk to her about it. It's actually really
yeah?
really cool. Yeah, we got to speak with her and Carl Glogman, who's the lead role in that. And Andrea Riseborough is also in Please Baby Please.
But it is
She's
kind of
so
wild
interesting.
that we will have had 2 movies about people becoming chairs in just the last couple of years. Because we had this,
Yes.
and then we had Suzume not that long ago.
Yes. But this cast is incredible. Juliette
Yeah.
Lewis, Robin Tunney's back. I love Robin Tunney. Melanie Griffith, Samantha Mathis, Ruby Cruz, Udo Kier, like Clifton Collins Jr. Up and down the list of cast is like incredible. Like it's gonna be weird. You're probably not gonna like it.
I looked somewhere. I liked Hundreds of Beavers. That was pretty weird.
Hundreds of Beavers doesn't have chairs.
It doesn't have chairs. I'm gonna give this one a 2, but I hope it'll be fun.
I'm on the 2.5 train there.
Okay,
I'm on the 2.5 train.
We're not that different. Okay, The Thing with Feathers. Hot on the heels of Netflix Eric, Benedict Cumberbatch plays yet another tormented father in Dylan Southern's hallucinatory take on Max Porter's profoundly moving novella, Grief is the Thing with Feathers. Devastated by the unexpected death of his wife and grappling with the realization that he'll now have to raise his 2 young sons alone, he slowly loses his grip on reality and becomes convinced that he is being stalked by a malevolent presence.
God, this looks so good.
Yeah,
Benedict
that does sound pretty
Cumberbatch.
good.
And David Felwas voicing a crow. I am in. Dylan Southern is a really interesting director. He's mostly a music documentarian. He did some great documentaries. I don't know if you've ever seen Shut Up and Play the Hits or Meet Me in the Bathroom.
No.
They were both Sundance docs. Shut Up and Play the Hits was
Okay.
about LCD sound system. And Meet Me in the Bathroom is actually about the 2000s garage rock scene in the early 2000s. So, the Strokes, the White Stripes, all the bands, basically.
Oh, okay.
It's based on a book, and the book is better than the documentary, but this documentary is not bad. So seeing Dylan Southern doing something like this, based on a script that he wrote, I kind of can't wait to see this. This looks really sad.
The only thing that makes me a little nervous about it is I don't really like birds.
I think that's silly.
I
get it, but I think it's silly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I really just like Tuesday, with the macaw being death. But I'm sure it sounds good. It sounds good. So I'm gonna give this a 2.5.
Okay, we can accept that. We can accept 2.5. I'm going to give it a 3.5. So
Okay. All right. So then we have Train Dreams. In this epic but intimate period piece helmed by Sing Sing's co-writer Clint Bentley, Joel Edgerton takes the lead as a laborer constructing railroads in the vast American wilderness at the very start of the 20th century, joined by the likes of Felicity Jones, Carrie Condon, William H. Macy. Our hero is haunted by his past and bewildered by the rapidly changing world around him, attempting to make sense of the age of the locomotive and his unique position within it. Okay, so it's the very start of the 20th century. So this is a period piece. Sounds pretty good to me.
Joel Edgerton, Clifton Collins, William H. Macy, Felicity Jones, Carrie Condon. These are all the words I like to hear. These are all words.
I didn't love Sing Sing as much as most people, but
we disagree there because I thought Sing Sing was absolutely gorgeous for what they did with it, how much they spent, how they had to shoot this thing. I thought it was. And have you ever seen Jockey?
Yeah, I didn't love that either.
I like that one too.
That director of Jackie is not my favorite. I just don't love his style. But Sing Sing, it just was missing the emotional to me. It was.
Can I tell you why I think that is? Yeah, certain movies, when a woman watches that movie, they have a different reaction than a man does.
Uh-huh.
I think as a man watching that movie, I felt for these men. I knew the emotions that they were trying to hide. I knew the emotions they were trying to mask. I knew what they were going through. And so that, to me, hit me more monumentally.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I didn't hate it or anything. I just wanted to love it because it's all about theater and it's all about, I thought I was going to love it. And
about a bunch of prisoners doing theater. Come on now.
Yeah. So this one, I do love period pieces though, and it sounds good. So I give this one 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3.5 too. It looks great.
Mm-hmm. So that's the end of the 12 buzziest from Vogue. So did you have any others that you had that you were aware of that you're excited about?
So I was kind of looking through this and I found a couple. One of them is Bubble and Squeak, which looks really, really fun.
Yeah, that says accused of smuggling cabbages into a nation where cabbages are banned, Declan and Dolores must confront the fragility of their new marriage while on the run for their lives.
Yeah, that sounds so stupid. I love it. Like, it sounds so dumb. And the cast is great. Like,
that's some dedication to cabbage.
Listen, some people just really like cabbage, okay? And you know what? We shouldn't judge them for the things that they like.
Agree.
We should definitely enjoy that. We also have It's Never Over, Jeff Buckley. I love Jeff Buckley's music. If you don't, you're wrong. Have you ever heard his version of Hallelujah?
Yes.
It's the most haunting version. But there's other songs on that album like Lilac Wine, which are both beautiful and emotional. And I love Jeff Buckley, so I think that's going to be really fun. We also have Love Brooklyn, which I really look forward to seeing. That's going to be one of those indies that really sticks with you. Love Brooklyn.
Yeah, that one. 3 longtime Brooklynites navigate careers, love, loss, and friendship against the rapidly changing landscape of their beloved city. I think that's a documentary, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm looking forward to that. I love documentaries about cities. I think that when cities become characters in movies, it elevates the movie because now the setting is part of the experience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. One I'm not sure about is Endless Cookie. I don't know if it's a animated film or live action. The cover, the poster is a painting, but I don't know if it's animated or not.
Well, I'm about to answer your question right now. First of all, it's a documentary.
But it could still be animated.
I don't think it's animated.
Like Flea.
Yeah,
Flea's animated.
Okay,
it probably isn't, but they just had the poster. If that's the case, then I don't think there are any animated features this year.
I'm getting to it right now, actually. It's funny. I'm looking through the list right now. There's another music documentary because I love music documentaries. They're my favorite kind of documentary. Salina y los Dinos. And that's about Salina. And so, my Hispanic ass is all over that.
Yeah. Yeah. That should be good. Another one that looks cute. It's Hal and Harper. This is
Yeah,
Cooper
that's a
Rafe.
TV show, right?
Oh, it is? Two
Yeah, I think it's
siblings try to
episodic.
preserve their childhood even though their single father forces them to grow up. It's by the television. You're right. Television series.
Sometimes I'm right. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, Cooper Rafe was kind of a Sundance darling.
Well, yeah, because have you seen Cha Cha Real Smooth? It's freaking great.
Yeah, people loved it.
It's great. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it. I did not love it as much as everyone
Oh
else.
my God.
I didn't.
I loved it.
didn't.
I loved it. It's such an exploration of like life and being young and not knowing what the hell you're going to do with your life. And it's just such wonderfully done. And I love Dakota Johnson so much, even though she makes bad career decisions.
Madam Web. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh my God. What a piece of garbage that is.
I loved Peanut Butter Falcon.
Peanut Butter Falcon is great. First of all, it's so great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sad that Shia LaBeouf's in it.
But he's good in it. And they had nice chemistry, I thought. Like, it was believable that they were friends.
But he's a piece of shit, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's see. What else?
He's a bad human.
Let's see. I think we covered most everything that I wanted to talk about.
The Virgin of Quarry Lake.
What is that?
In 2001, 3 teenagers from the outskirts of Buenos Aires fall in love with Diego. Natalia has always had the most chemistry with him, but when it seems inevitable that their friendship will turn into something more, the older and more experienced Celia appears and soon captures Diego's attention. With stylish visual precision, director Laura Casabe brings Benjamin Neistat's evocative script to life, marking the first on-screen adaptation of celebrated author Mariana Enriquez's unsettling short stories. Casabe immerses us in the tense socioeconomic reality of an Argentina facing an unprecedented crisis, one that seeps into everyday life and interactions in ever more disturbing and surprising ways. In this surreal and uncertain moment, Dolores Oliverio depicts Natalia's coming of age with grit, nailing the contradictions inherent to this phase of life as she gradually comes to realize and embrace her sexuality and a sinister world around her, brilliantly luxuriating in steamy summer where everyone is on edge. The Virgin of Quarry Lake draws on a fusion of dark folklore and adolescent angst to push a simmering self-empowerment to its boiling point. Yes, please.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Another one that is interesting to me is The Ballad of Wallace Island.
Yes.
This eccentric lottery winner, Charles, lives alone on a remote island, but dreams of hiring his favorite musician, Herb McGuire, to play an exclusive private gig. Unbeknownst to Herb, Charles has also hired Herb's ex-bandmate and ex-girlfriend, Nell, with her new husband in tow to perform the old favorites. As tempers flare and old tensions resurface, the stormy weather traps them all on the island, and Charles desperately looks for a way to salvage his dream gig. That sounds fun.
That does sound fun. Actually, I really like that. I really like that. Also, I like how unique that is. But also unique, The Legend of Ochi is premiering there as well.
Let's see.
Which looks good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have that on here. That does look pretty good.
You also have The Librarians, which looks good to me. Now, I noticed you skipped over a lot of the midnight stuff.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I was pretty good with horror last year. I saw The Substance. I saw Smile 2. I saw Maxine.
But did you like them?
I did. I gave fresh to all of those. I saw Nosferatu and I liked that.
I love Nosferatu.
Yeah. So I thought it actually a pretty good year for horror, but I don't know. I'm careful about what I see, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get that. Also, Twinless, which has Dylan O'Brien in it, looks really, really funny. The thing about Twinless is that it's about these two grieving men who bond over, I guess, the loss of their twins.
Oh,
So it's going to be funny, but also tragic, which is totally fine with me because that's the kind of stuff that I absolutely adore. You know what I mean?
ah,
His previous films are straight up Brooklyn Love Stories, and he did some stuff with David Normal Doors. He's done lot of like gay romance and things like that, which I'm totally fine with. Those are great.
yeah.
Straight Up is actually great. A really good romantic comedy. Uh, it's not a queer one;
I
it's a
hadn't
regular
heard of that
romantic
one. I
comedy.
hadn't heard of that one.
What are you doing? You're lacking. This is why,
I
Rachel. I am
know.
the king.
Well, that's why I've been so busy. I just have not had a moment to breathe. Yeah, this is why I wanted to do this. Very good. All right. I think that that's good for this. Let us know if you are watching. Let us know if there's things we missed that you're excited for at Sundance, or if you get to see stuff. Let us know what you think. I'll of course also be watching the animated shorts, and I'm going to be interviewing as many of the animators as I can. And that's a tradition that I've done whenever they've made me allow me to be press. I've done that, and that's really fun. I love giving these small animators a shout out and hearing their story. So look forward to that coming up. I already have 2 interviews scheduled, so you're going to hear those. So yeah, let us know what you think. And thanks so much, Will, for doing this. It's always so much fun. And
It is. It really is.
if people want to follow you and your site and everything you're doing, how do they do that?
Listen, if you want more of this insanity, you're more than welcome to go over to FilmSnobReviews.com and see all of our writing. Check out our YouTube channel, Film Snob Reviews. We're almost to 1,000 followers, which means we can monetize. We have a podcast called The Snobcast, which Rachel's been on. We had a great time.
True.
Rachel seems like she loves being on there. We love having her. She's in our private group chat for the podcast every month, and so she gets to see the mania unfold every single month. We have a great time. We love movies. We love cinema. And we love talking about weird stuff. So make sure you're following us on all the socials at filmsnobreviews.com. And if you play video games, look me up on the video games too, because I'll beat your ass.
Yeah, well, I'll have all that information in the description. You also check it out. It's really fun. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. And also check out everything at Hallmarkies Podcast. We're having a ton of fun over there, and I would really appreciate it. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. Really appreciate that. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel.
Give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, we
2
really
thumbs up.
appreciate it. And check out the Patreon group. That's the biggest way you can support everything we do, and you get to be a part of really fun perks. And we have our merch store, and where I have a special Sundance t-shirt because the merch was so outrageous this year. I designed my own shirt at the Festival Girl. So check it out. It's pretty fun. And we've got a lot of other cool designs on there. And thanks again. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye. Give Rachel your money.